Welcome to News Insight. Some international politics playing the rounds between Nigeria and Australia. Warnings from here and there flying over the whole place. Why do they just think they can just come and bully us? Philip?
Yeah, I think I like the fact that you use the word they think they can come and bully us. You know, the international communities are fond of all this stupid warning and any slight missed opportunity. You know, the Nigerian statistics, the Bureau of Statistics, in their own annual report, did say that, look, the level of insecurity of Nigeria has reduced, but we are not there yet, and this is the position. The next thing we could hear is from Australia saying that issuing a warning advice to their citizens not to come to Nigeria for what reason they give. So, Nigeria might go into a civil crisis, civil war. What were their reasons? Because people were kidnapped and then some persons were killed. Is it only in Nigeria that things like that happen? We know as a fact that the numbers of persons that died in America every two either gone or the people that died in the UK to knife or all, they are more than the one recorded in Nigeria. Nobody hear of that. Even that of Australia. You see, I'm so happy that the Nigerian government stand up to the Australia this time around. It's not every time when they issue their warning, we find a warfare, they just bury it. No. Sometimes we are equal partners in international committee. So there's no difference between Australia and Nigeria. Australia is a country, Nigeria is a country. If you think you can issue warning to your citizens, I don't see any reason why Nigeria should issue the same warning, because they have hate crime and all of that in their country to that work against foreigners. And nobody has talked about that. Because in Australia, you can't do some certain things because of their law, you know. But they come here, they behave like lords, and the Nigerian government give them all the support for them to live the way they want. Here is a country that is peaceful with you. We don't have any issue with them. The next thing you could do is to put our name in jeopardy, that our country is not safe, your citizens should not come. Because if we do not stand up to them, the next thing we hear that the British will issue, America will issue, and that will disturb our...
To go around.
Yes.
Okafor, yeah. Among the League of Nations, we are not children. We are not small. Not in human resources, not in capital resources, not in mineral resources. Why will Australia be talking to us anyhow?
You know, this idea that the moral compass or the compass of righteousness or the compass of what is right and wrong
measured.
Emanates from the Western countries should be challenged. Actually, when you come to human development, there are rules and there are cultures and there are ways of life have done more harm to us than good. Okay, so this idea of that they are the one that measure what is good or bad, it should be discarded. That's not to say we don't have our local challenges. We have debated it here, that in as much as Asiwaju is fighting insecurity, it's clear that he did a lot better than Buhari, and we believe he's doing more. That for us to still have up to 2.2 trillion naira spent on ransom, that we still have a long way to go. Okay? But we didn't ask people not to move around in Nigeria. You understand? The Australia themselves, if you see the Islamophobia that is in Australia, Nigeria should actually write that any Muslim traveling to Australia should be careful. You need to see the level of hate crime simply because you're black. Monitoring you. If you go to any city that is just made up of all white people, police will be following you about simply because you're a black man. Nobody's advising anything. And why will Australia raise that kind of advice against Nigeria, but not against America, not against UK? This past year alone, check it. How many gun deaths that's happened in America every year? Nothing less than 40,000. You understand? Every year, gun deaths in America. And look at the statement they made after saying, no, there could be kidnap or whatever. There could be kidnap almost anywhere. It's happening in other places. Yes, we are not proud of any part. We are not proud of this. We are not proud of Nigeria. We are not proud of it at all. For a government to speak of another government like that there is risk of civil unrest. Are you wishing that government
that exactly?
I think the Australia is trying to sponsor unrest in Nigeria. So because by their utterances, it shows that they don't want to see Nigeria in peace.
They have always not wanted.
So they want us to be in crisis so that they can harvest our natural resources unabated. That's what I think.
What sign do they have that there could be civil unrest? Are you wishing civil unrest on Nigeria? You know, some of these things they do That is why I keep turning back to our government. It's time for our government to stop this idea of running to the West,
Going
for
cap in hand, cap in hand.
Playing a second
fiddle, trying to be in their good books.
Yes.
They should focus our resources on development programs for our youth. Develop our country, develop our nation. For our youth,
Develop our
employment.
Let them develop
Stop
our
stealing our money and go in there to give them.
Yes.
Buy house.
Buy houses that you don't live.
You don't live.
You live in
pay tax
Abuja.
on- you pay tax on that
You
house.
live in Abuja. You live in Lagos. You are buying houses in London. You're buying houses in Australia. You're buying houses in New York. For what?
The first money
And
they
before
pay,
the
Empty houses, paying taxes.
Exactly. That's
Paying
how-
taxes
on
on
the
empty
that empty
houses.
houses. To
Paying
their
taxes on
government.
them.
Why would they say what they are saying?
Eh? And at the end of the day, they'll be any little thing they are trying to choke you. Why don't they say that of America? Gun death, only gun death. We're not talking of other things. Gun deaths, gun violence in America annually, in most cases, over 40,000. More than the death or kidnap or everything happening in Nigeria. Has Australia issued anything for that? No respect. And now you are wishing a risk. For you to say risk of me, it's not happening. Risk of civil arrest. And it is telling them to consider traveling to Nigeria.
I think beyond the letter that was written by the media person from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I think the ambassador should have been summoned.
Yes,
I think so.
Aside that, what he said, I want to lay more credit to it. In fact, our northern brothers, our Muslim brothers, in fact, they should be stopped from going to Australia because they are at risk. The risk is very palpable from this their letter. You know, understand? So, yes, I think the Nigerian Foreign Affairs Ministry should summon the Australian ambassador to Nigeria for them to explain.
Where is this emanating
Emanating from? What are the signs of the civil war that they see?
Was it what our own National Bureau of Statistics freely released to the public that you are relying on to do this? Can you give us more information?
Information about the civil war so that we can curb it.
If there's something you know that we don't know.
Exactly.
Do they know what it means, civil unrest? Do they know how do you wish that to a country?
I want to believe strongly that they want to sponsor civil unrest.
Because this is the only country we have,
Yes.
good or bad. We criticize it simply because we want it to be better.
Everybody
Not
must
that we want to.
criticize- everybody must
Yes.
criticize
We don't want to burn this country down.
Yes.
Do you think there's something our government can do to curb a lot of this traveling? To travel from here to Piat or Melbourne or one of those of their states,
Sydney.
it takes up to 3 to 4 days to get there. What are we
On
doing?
air.
On air. Oh.
Yeah, because of
Transit.
they're transiting and
Not just only transit.
But
First
you
of
know,
all,
it's over 20 hours from London to
Yes.
well, it's over
It's a
20
very
hours.
far
yes,
place.
It's a far place.
very far place.
On air.
But can we do something more to look that the grass is not greener there, that the grass is green here?
It's on the government to do more. We've always said it here that the government need to sit up. They need to think outside the box. They need to develop our agricultural sector. They need to develop our economy. They need to develop our educational sector. They need to develop our medical sector. They need to our health sector. They need to put effort in this area, especially the agri sector. We must think beyond oil.
Let me ask you a question, Philip. There are no institutions, if I'm correct, owned by American government, not a university. They have some state-owned universities. But in Nigeria, the government hand are too neck deep into administration. Don't you think they should supervise more than what they are doing?
Exactly. I agree with you. You know, I said it before when we were discussing the celebration of
The
Warri,
refineries.
working. He said the government should come clean, particularly about MPCL, that whether it's a public liability or private liability, a private owned company. You see, the government need to devoid themselves from running business. Government does not, they are not meant to run
Day-to-day
business. They are
business.
to provide enabling environment for business to thrive so that businessmen, investors can come and invest in our country instead of taking upon themselves doing business. How can they do business?
So I want you to talk about this because you see,
No.
who will see us finish, go see us finish if we don't stand up on our own.
Yeah. You see, issues of curbing people from traveling or curbing the droves
Yes.
that is happening now, it has to start first from our government developing what we call a pathway to success. A known pathway to success.
Yes.
If I work hard in Nigeria, will I succeed?
Yeah, because we don't see that blueprint.
That's right. This only miraculous way of succeeding in Nigeria is not good enough. The youth are not comfortable with it. Somebody in Nigeria, a youth, let's be sincere to ourselves, might have no job here, but on landing Australia,
He will have a job.
UK, Canada, he will have a job, even though the money for the job will go on utility payment and everything.
And he can pay his bills.
But he can pay his bills.
And no matter how
He can pay his bills.
the job is.
So how do we do that? Is by industrialization. We have to pay attention to production. Forget about trying to the other day we were almost killing Kemi bad notch for saying this and that. But the truth remains the truth. If we don't have power, we don't have electricity. We don't have electricity. If we have it, we have it. No matter what we say, no matter what outsiders say, okay, we need to develop our production sector so that our youth can be employed. There will be hope that when I do this, I don't need to bow down. Hey, my chairman, my leader, Odogu, my leader, I'm lawyer, sir. That should not be the way to succeed. Everybody, some people are introverted. They don't talk. They don't want to see your face. But when they sign in on their duty shift, I'm signing in this, do my job, and I get paid. They go home. We should have a pathway to success. It shouldn't all be miraculous. Don't worry, Nigeria, anything can happen. Preachers are going the same way. Government people are going the same way. Even government policies are following that preaching. Trend. A young graduate could be complaining enough if they say, get patience, anything can happen before end of the year. What will happen before end of the year? What will happen? These are fueling corruption. What will happen before end of the year? You know your salary. You know whatever. So we should develop a known pathway to success. The youth should be employed. There should be a production grant for the youth, and it's only done when you remove your money from funding irrelevant budget, from funding the comfort of government officials and politicians into production sector. Let us stop buying cars every year for politicians. Let us stop that one. We can start from, let me tell you, we can start from probity and accountability from even our spending.
Okay, let's say I'm the president now. I'll make you minister. Won't you do Thanksgiving?
No, I'll be the president, you'll be the minister. Look at this man.
I will do Thanksgiving. Because it's annoying us seeing people do Thanksgiving if you are made head. I'm not against Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah.
If you make your
it
money
becomes a carnival.
I mean, the money you first of all use.
The villagers will be thanking God.
In fact, we are opening road. We are doing Thanksgiving.
We spend money on road.
We block the road first.
Yeah, so, speaking on same strength here.
30 seconds.
Yes, you see, Nigeria had to stop copying in the Western world. Indians are successful today because they developed their own model
internally
of developing their
That's
country,
right.
of industrialization. Nigeria should develop their own model of industrialization, their own model of agriculture. They should develop their own model of education. Indians, when the colonial master colonized India, India took their education and kept their language and their culture. But we threw away our culture, our language, and everything, and now we are nowhere. We've lost our being.
Philip, do you know that when we were growing up, they used to flog you for speaking vernacular?
Yes.
Exactly.
You didn't commit any offense for
Exactly.
speaking your language. That you should abandon your language and take another person's language. They will flog you. We should.
So, see the fact that, especially in the industrialization, we can develop our own model. And once that is done, this Japa syndrome will be killed. Until we do that, we can't go anywhere. If you see Chinese and Indians, they go all over the place, they go there and get something and bring it back
to their homes.
Yes. And
But we take from here out.
Exactly.
That's the politicians should stop that. Our rich people should stop moving our resources from here there. Rather, they should bring from
Our
there
human resources,
home.
everything.
It's
not. This is sad.
Let's be patriotic.
On News Insight, these are the burning issues we discuss. Let's make Nigeria great. We'll be right back.